So back to Lisa Rinna. So Lisa Rinna says that it was her choice to deactivate her Twitter account. All right. She's also slamming Bravo and the editors for whatever they wanted to deem her story, her image for the season. So she said this on her Twitter, on her Instagram yesterday as well.
Reunion that I'm really sad that they didn't show. I had brought this with me in my dressing room and had it there. And I'm so sorry they didn't show it. You know, I just don't think they wanted to have me have any form of sympathy.
Really? Girl. Lisa Rinna is completely delusional. And she might be even more delusional based off of what went down in Aspen. As you know, during the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this season, her big thing is that Kathy Hilton had a nervous breakdown. Kathy Hilton lost it. Kathy Hilton might need some help. Well, I know all of you have been tagging me in this, but I've heard other people report what went down at the club, and they were saying that's not what happened. So that's part of the reason why I kind of was just like, well, this is, again, a he said, she said situation. But here we are, Tuesday Takeover, stories that I don't get to cover anywhere else, I'm going to cover right now. All right? So I love Bitch Sesh. It's another reality TV, Real Housewives podcast. I listen to it all the time. So I heard this conversation that they had with a Vanity Fair editor or writer. Okay. And he basically said what he heard from a source that works at this club on that very night, that it's not exactly the way that Lisa Rinna portrayed it. Let's take a listen to what they had to say. Hold on, if I can find my mouse. Where's my, oh, there goes my mouse. Hold on, let me pull this up and take a listen to this, guys.
Standing foot. What's the term? Standing foot.
Mm-hmm. Stepping foot.
Mm-hmm. Cut that. Stepping foot.
Oh, we can't.
Please.
Too funny.
Stepping foot into the Caribou Club. And I send a picture, which, like, as you've learned, my tech skills aren't great. And the picture I sent to Casey was blurry, but it was like the best shot I could possibly send of the Caribou Club to be like...
You emailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boots were on the ground. So boots were on the ground. And I had this moment where speeches were happening. I was there for a celebration. There was like a, I'm not going to drag other people into why I was there, but I was there. And speeches were happening. I had gotten up to use the restroom. I was waiting in this sort of like vestibule scenario. And to paint the picture, like I thought the Caribou Club was going to be like Studio 54. The Caribou Club is like a Ralph Lauren store. It's a lot of tartan. It's very preppy. It's very like worn in, like just like it looks like there's a lot of antlers. And I'm in this sort of vestibule area with a coat check and reverend. The general manager and some other people leave, and I'm now alone with this person who works there. And the speech is going, and I think, this is my chance. This is my sliding doors moment. And I say, were you here the night of Kathy Hilton? And this person looks left. This person looks right. And they say, I was. And I saw everything.
What?
And there's applause from the speech ending. And it was like another choice. Like, do I go back?
Do I?
And I don't. And I'm like, okay, what happened? And I'm locked in this little room with this person. And they tell me that Kathy was no more drunk than most people. And that a lot of people of a certain age forget about the altitude in Aspen, have a couple of drinks, and it hits them sideways. And what they saw was very much that. And they see it all the time, was the term. And that it was a combo of altitude, booze, and clearly some other medication. And then pointed to the chair that Kathy sat in waiting for the shuttle to pick her up and said that she sat there. And they said that the rudest of all was Lisa Rinna, who refused to check her coat, and screamed at people.
Wow. So I heard that when the podcast episode comes out, because I listen to Bitch Sass all the time, because sometimes you just need a hilarious take on the Real Housewives, and they provide that. So I heard that. But, sometimes I forget, Kempire, this is your business. You need to report and talk about these things. Okay, but I think part of me, it's just like, I'm done with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Andy Cohen recently came out and revealed what exactly was in that manila envelope, the receipts that Lisa Rinna had. Come to find out, Andy says that those receipts had to do with the Elton John situation. He says a lot of things were edited out of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. That was one of them because it really wasn't important. It wasn't. I wonder what was the receipt though, Lisa? At this point, I really believe Sutton. Sutton has no reason to lie. But that is such a moot point at this point. Look, at this point, no one cares about that. That was what was in your manila folder. Girl, you needed to bring receipts about the Kathy Hilton situation. So this Vanity Fair writer basically says that no, the nightmare at the club was actually Lisa Rinna. Then if we rewind back, remember Lisa Rinna at her, was it her drink event? The Lisa Rinna wine situation and how she spoke to the person putting the drinks together? It reminded me of that. Lisa, again, I'll say this. I'm not team anyone. I'm team Kempire all day. All day. But I never really thought about, because I don't drink. I never thought about altitude mixing of, allegedly, I don't know about what kind of drugs he was referring to, but mixing of alcohol, and maybe that's what caused Kathy to feel the way that she was feeling. I believe Kathy may have said and done some things. Some of you agree with some of the things that Kathy Hilton may have said about the other ladies. But the real point that was made here was that Lisa Rinna was the nightmare. Are we surprised? No. No one's surprised. Lisa, can you just take a break from Instagram so we can stop talking about you? Because once they confirm that you're not returning for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I will stop talking about you. And she will be on social media talking about the show. She might even start a podcast. Will you be listening? I won't. I don't listen to Teddy's. But some of you said the Teddy's podcast with Tamara is actually good. Let me know how it is. I won't be listening. I will continue to listen to our girls' bitch sesh. They're light and funny and have no connection to the cast in that way. So I enjoyed that. So go listen to the full episode of Bitch Says. It's titled Not Today Ankles. Damn. That's the name of the episode. Okay.